Hey everyone, my name is Poisonblade and I hope all of you are doing well today. So for today's video, I have a small build for you guys. It's a post office, which is also a very small exhibit building, and it's painfully cute. But yeah, today's video is going to be a short one because this is basically a building that didn't really fit in with the larger build. So if I included it in the larger build, then it's just loosely hanged in there and the video would also be 50 minutes long, so we're not going to do that. So I just decided, alright, this build can actually stand on its own, so let's just make a quick video about it so that it doesn't just, like, sometimes I do this where I have a very large build and I want to include something, but it doesn't quite fit, but then I still force it in there. So this time I decided, yeah, let's not do that. But anyway, let's get started with the video, shall we? So this post office, it's painfully cute, I would say, because it's tiny, which is a rarity for my builds, because I usually build them way too large, but here I kept it small. It's literally just a 4x4 block, and then a small tower on the edge, because of course I'm going to build a tower. Like, if I have to stay in a 4x4 thing, I am going to build a tower. Well, the tower is slightly off the 4x4, so it's 4x4 by 2x2, something like that. But yeah, this is literally how I approached it halfway through the stream. I just started continuously saying it's painfully cute. Like, usually with my builds, there's some darkness to them. So I also started saying, this needs more murder, because whenever I have a very cute build, I mean, I took inspiration from the Baba Yaga build because I wanted to have like a sort of Slavic influence on the architecture style. But even with the Baba Yaga build, like, that's, if you take away the skulls, it's, for me, it's kind of a cute building. It also reminds me a lot of KFC. But this building, or the post office, I didn't do that, so in the end we still end up with a very cute and adorable building. I even made like a tiny pigeon statue, which I think Mutant said this, but after I changed the color on the statue, because I wanted to make it look like a wooden statue, so I made it brown, it sort of looked a little bit more like a raven. And then I gave it a tiny hat, and a tiny scroll in its beak because it's a post office. Yeah, I don't know why I made this into an exhibit building. I rarely do something with the exhibits. And I was also frustrated with the exhibits because there's not really an animal that fits in with Valhalla. I think the only animal that I could use were the Thordals. You know, the one that we got with the aquatic DLC? Because that's the only one that is in sort of cooler climates as well. All of the other exhibit animals are jungle or desert, or maybe grasslands, and Valhalla has none of those, although I am not usually too bothered by that because, I mean, we have red pandas in Valhalla, and I probably am going to include some other animals that wouldn't really fit in because I have ideas for monkeys and such. But yeah, it's going to be a fun thing. But yeah, I really hope that the next DLC or the modders, because I think I heard it in like an S10 stream or a doofus stream basically. Hey, S10. But I heard that the modders were like close to getting animals in the game without taking away or putting it on top of other animals. So maybe we're getting it through modders, but otherwise I really hope that the next DLC is going to include a lot more animals from colder climates, because so far we had the Arctic pack. We have some animals in the aquatic pack that do fit in with the colder climates, but then there's not that much aquatic stuff in Valhalla so far. Although I do have another habitat here, but it was built before the aquatic pack was out, so it had fake otters in it, and I don't think I can make it fit with actual otters, because wouldn't you know, they are diving animals, so they want a deeper lake than the one that I gave them before I knew that they wanted that. But anyway, so yeah, we had the Arctic pack mostly, and then it was aquatic pack, mostly warmer climate animals. South America pack, Australia pack, so I don't have to explain that those two packs are for warmer climates. But yeah, I really just hope that we get something for colder climates, because I want animals for Valhalla. Although some people now are guessing like, how am I going to include penguins in Can Abshar? Because I mentioned that I was going to include them. And for me, the answer is quite straightforward. But then that's my brain, and my brain most of the time doesn't make sense. Yeah, I know how I'm going to do it, but you guys are going to have to wait some time, because penguins are going to be in the last season of Can Abshar. And we're still halfway. Well, yeah, we are halfway through the third season, so it's going to take some time, and it's probably also not going to be the first build of the last season. Although I do hope that my PC can... Well, it's not my PC anymore. My PC can outrun Planet Zoo easily. It's just that Can Abshar is so huge that the game itself, I think, can't handle it anymore. Yeah, let's hope that that Planet Zoo can keep up with Can Abshar going into the fourth season or the last season. But now I'm still like questioning, is it going to finish the third season before it starts crashing? Because this is the fun thing. Fun thing, or it's like just a privileged happy thing, but my game has never actually crashed. Unless it's like crashing at startup, which it basically does every time I start up for the first time. After that, it never crashes again anymore until I basically turn off my PC and start all over again, which is rare. But yeah, I've never had really that much problems with Planet Zoo. Now I'm thinking back on the time that Can Abshar completely bugged out on me the first time around, and I actually emailed Frontier on that bug and never got a reply, so... Frontier, you beautiful bastards. But anyway, yeah, back to the actual building and away from the struggles of getting a bugged out save file, and then, yeah. I included a dormer into this build. There was supposed to only be a chimney, which is a rarity when I don't forget to build a chimney, because, well, Valhalla has a little bit more luck when it comes to chimneys, because I immediately realized, oh, Valhalla is very close to like the tundra or Arctic regions in this fantasy world of mine. So I usually remind myself, oh yeah, it needs a chimney because otherwise people are going to freeze to death. And then I also found out that there are a lot of pieces that I want to use but can't use because they're not recolorable, so damn it. But yeah, Can Abshar doesn't really have that many chimneys. Even though every building should have one because, you know, cooking and such. Can't really... Well, you can do that, but then your house is going to be filled with smoke. This world doesn't have electricity, or I also don't think it uses gas or anything like that. It's just like coal or wood. Pick whichever you want, but all of them are going to create a mess. And here's another thing that I really quickly want to talk about, because I've seen this happen in streams and also in the comments of some videos. And some people are requesting animals, which I am fine with. I'm really happy that you are invested in what I built, but I don't really build like most others do, because I built my zoos as sort of like building a world, so calling them zoos is already a little bit strange. So whenever I put an animal in, it first has to blend in completely. Like in Valhalla there's a complete forest, and yeah, you are going to see reindeer there, you're going to see bears, probably wolves at some point. It's a wonder that I haven't built that one before. But habitats for me need to blend in completely, because I don't want to make it look like, oh, this is a habitat. Because I want it to feel natural, like it's like you're just wandering in some fantasy world. And then there's, of course, because I go the extra mile on this, there's also lore behind every build that I build, or in the greater picture of the worlds that I built, such as Valhalla or Can Abshar. Or I also have started drawing maps, so yeah, this is how far that goes. So I am completely okay with you guys requesting animals, but don't be pushy about it, I would say. So far that hasn't happened, but I'm just here before it starts happening. But you can request an animal, but the chance of me actually putting in the animal that you're requesting is very low because it's not the way I build. Because I think right from the get-go when Plan Zoo got released, I immediately just said like, I'm not building realistic zoos. I very rarely, I don't think I've done this in like the past half year, but very rarely have realistic builds. But those are, as I said, very rare. Most of the time I'm building like fantasy builds and such. I mean, literally right now I'm building a statue of a pigeon, or according to Mutant I think, a raven, because I changed the color of it. Which I think doesn't fit in with anything realistic. I mean, this entire building isn't realistic because who the fuck has a post office in their zoo? But yeah, so I'm really happy that you guys are invested with the series and the projects that I have, but don't become like too pushy when it's like, oh, I would really like to see this animal. So far, all of you guys have been the, basically, how do you say this, the image of politeness and such. But yeah, don't think of my zoos as like zoos. Think of them a little bit more like a fantasy world. So if there's ever a habitat, I want to make sure that you don't actually see that it's a habitat and that it fits in with the lore. And so that's usually where a lot of animals fall off on like, can I use them? So anyway, that's going to be it for today. As I said, this is a quick video because this building doesn't really fit in anywhere else. I'm probably going to post this one on the workshop because it's a small building, so it's not actually 8k pieces this time. Looking at Drew's Brewery, which is, I think by this point, I think it's actually 8k. But anyway, so you might see this on the workshop. And I wish you guys all an amazing day. If you want to see more of this, there is the like and subscribe button. There's a notification button, but before that one works, Isla Pacifica will be finished. So with that being said, again, wish you guys all an amazing day. Bye bye.